So since I'm a kid, actually, I know about Erard Pleyel and these old pianos because the twin brother of my father had some at home. I played on it and I always liked it. And one day I remember I was 12 or 13, my father went to a piano exposition and they said they found a big Erard and they wanted to buy it, but they didn't, so I was very frustrated. But then 2 or 3 years ago, 2 years ago I think, my father was really lucky by finding a big Erard piano of 2 meter 45 for 500 francs, 500 euros, so more or less $500. It was in a villa in Belgium where my father lives and where I'm coming from. And the people, I think people bought the villa, the piano was there, and the piano tuner said, you cannot tune this and it's too difficult to restore it, it's worth nothing. So they wanted to get rid of it. So my brother was really lucky, bought it, brought it to his place. And I looked at the Erard and we had to fix some stuff very small so that everything was working. And the piano is actually working completely now. There is a lot of stuff a bit destroyed that I would have to restore it. And the journey about this piano will be about this. I will restore this piano completely with a piano technician of mine together and at my future place because I'm moving in 1 month and there I have space for my Steinway and the Erard piano. So the Erard actually piano is from 1876. I found also the date and the paper where it was written, the number of the piano, and then the date when it was built and the date when it was sold and to who. In Liège, it's a Belgium city. Yeah, so it's actually the period of Liszt, last years of Liszt, 1876, because Liszt died in 1886. So more or less, well, exactly 10 years before he died. And then recently I found out that Liszt had many Erard pianos and he had a very good relationship with the Erard family because when he was a kid and he came to Paris, he was introduced to the Erard sons and everything. And he went there for dinner very often. He played concerts on the pianos all the time. He loved the Erard pianos. They improved a lot of the mechanic system, so the double escapement, for example, and other stuff to improve the speed and the accuracy of the way you can play on the piano. And Liszt was really happy to experience this stuff in concerts, of course. So, but Liszt actually, when he was old in 1862, decided to buy a Erard piano, a new one, another one, for his new apartment in the Vatican because he was getting a priest, so he had an apartment in the Vatican because he knew the Pope. And for this apartment in Rome, he bought Erard of 1862. And I found a piano, I would put a picture, I will put it there. It's actually exactly the same model that I have. So there is a 10-year difference, or no, wait, 76 and 62. Yes, yeah, so it's 10 years earlier piano, but if you look at the picture, you will see it's exactly the same model. It's a shorter one, I think, because you can see the cover has a curve at the end, which seems to the 2 meter 12 has this curve because it's a bit shorter. The one I have is 2 meter 45. It's longer, and then it has a more corner at the end. But otherwise, you can see here, like the side of the piano is exactly the same, and yeah, it's the same, basically the same model, right? It's like a Steinway of 2000, let's say 15 or 2025 next years. There will not be a huge difference, right? So it's still the same pianos. So it's the same brand, the same kind of piano. Maybe Liszt bought the smaller one because it was an apartment. He didn't have so much space, maybe. I think that's the reason. He had also grand pianos in Weimar. He had some in Budapest. He had pianos everywhere. So, but I find it interesting that that's one he chose and he bought personally for his apartment. So I'm really excited that I found out this because now I want to restore this piano and then I want to make recordings, especially the, for example, Année de Pèlerinage number 3, Italy. That's things that he wrote on, probably on this piano or on similar pianos, or that he played on these pianos for friends. So yeah, really exciting. I will show you now the whole stuff we do now. We will bring the piano soon from Belgium to Zurich, to where I live, because in my new apartment, as I said, I will have place for 2 pianos. And in order to do this, my father will rent a small truck, and we had to build this wooden structure because we could not find any to buy, and we will move the piano ourselves because it's not that heavy as a Steinway, and it would be very expensive to move it from Belgium to here, so we just decided to do this ourselves. It's a bit cheaper. And actually the piano movers that move my Steinway end of the month, they will move the piano, the Erard, from the street into the apartment, because that's a bit more complicated. But just my father is ground floor, so he can go directly into the truck, and then he can drive the truck here, and then they will pick it up from the truck. So yeah, looking forward to this exciting experience, and I will share this with you, and the different stages of restoration I will share with you too. So we finished to have this deeper so that it doesn't come out and doesn't scratch the piano. Same here for the bottom, this will be on the ground, so like this. Oops. And then on this we will put actually this layer here to have this a bit higher and this lower, because here we have this thing on the piano that's like 1 centimeter, so the 1 centimeter will be there, and then my father will buy felt and put the felt on this stuff to protect the piano, to be able to transport it to Zurich. So we bought this is until 500 kilo, and this costed 500 francs, so it's more or less the same price as the piano. And then we built this, and this will go there, where we will fix it to the piano, and then you can actually keep the piano on this side without destroying the piano. And this was, we were unable to find this, or it would be very expensive, so we built one, not that complicated.